Hey guys, it is Esti and Justin from Not For Long Media.
If you like the video you're about to watch, be sure to like the video itself and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it.
Enjoy the video and also don't forget to follow us on our socials at Not For Long Media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
All right, guys, we got the legend, the Iceman, Chris Myarick in the building. Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. We just were talking off air. A lot of great times. Chris and I went to Temple together, played tight end there together. I was there, escorted his parents out when Chris got honored a scholarship. Chris was the original walk-on from Cheltenham High School, and from walk-on to, paying his way to go to school. We were roommates, and then now to the NFL, going to a Super Bowl. It's pretty freaking awesome, man.
It's a hell of a distant journey there. You just brought up. I haven't thought of it like that, but yeah.
It's crazy, man. And that's like, it's the norm in this league. A lot of people see public eye. They see guys like Joe Burrow. Joe had a grind to get to where he got to go. He was begging to get offers when he was transferred from Ohio State. Not everyone's, Christian McCaffrey, who top player coming out of high school, top player coming in the draft, and top player in the NFL. Most of us are, mucking and grinding. I think half the NFL is undrafted, which is a stat that I know blows people away. Chris and I are both undrafted. Chris went undrafted in Miami, had a bunch of years there, and on the practice squad, on and off the roster, grinding his way through, staying in extended stays, the whole grind that no one really sees. And then this preseason, Chris was in Miami again, and they have a pretty deep tight end room there with a bunch of different guys, a bunch of different skill sets, a good room for sure, like you and I've talked about before. Last preseason game, trying to leave his mark. They run freaking Hail Mary, and boom, catches the Hail Mary against Cincinnati. Tell me about that, man, because that's incredible. Like, were you exhausted? It's the end of the game. It's preseason
End
game.
of the game. Yep. Oh man, you're sucking wind there. I was thankful I was on the field for that play, because I think they actually ended up taking a timeout right before that play, or something like that, or there was a penalty or something that stopped the play from happening. So I got a nice little quick 30-second breather. I think it was like 4th and 18. Not even a Hail Mary, really, just kind of the scramble ended up into the end zone, probably 30, 35 yards down the field. I don't even think the quarterback was throwing to me, but I just went up and snagged the ball, came down with it. Definitely a hell of a way to end the preseason for sure.
Yeah, you had the icy white cleats on too, folks. Toe tapping
always.
always a toe tapping in the end zone. What was that like with the reaction? Like, everyone's jumping on you. It's the last preseason game. Like, you think you're going to make the team at that point? Like, how does that all go down?
I don't know if I necessarily thought it was going to, earn me a spot on the team, but probably it's going to earn me a chance to go somewhere. Like you mentioned, I knew that was a very deep tight end room. The numbers were pretty much stacked against me at that point, but definitely a good way to go out and leave a mark.
Yeah, that's a good flight home, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Your phone, you probably landed when you got to Miami, and your phone was just littered with texts, or what?
Yeah, man. Text, Instagram. I think the NFL Instagram account posted me or something. It was all over social media. It was pretty cool.
Did you get any followers out of that, or you lose?
Definitely
followers?
got a nice little chunk of followers for sure.
Definitely lost followers too. Just not enough swag on the touchdown. So it doesn't go the way you want.
That feels like so long ago too. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy to think that was this season.
This season is so long in the NFL, folks. Like, I talked to Tommy Tremble, and he's a rookie, Notre Dame stud. He's a young rookie too. He just turned 21 at the beginning of the season. He was technically drafted as a 20-year-old. And, him and I were talking through it week 3. Tommy's running around playing basketball in the locker room. And I'm like, Tom, yo, just shoot.
A long ways to go.
Just shoot hoops. Don't
jumpers.
Just jumpers, man. Like, it's a long way. It's a long grind. You get through preseason game 3, I think the joint practice equal a game, in my opinion. They're that violent. I think they're more violent than a game. You get more reps than a game usually.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's like
2 joint practices too.
So do we.
2 different weeks. Yeah.
2 different weeks, 2 practices per is what we had in Carolina. So to me, that's a game and a game plus 3 preseason games. So that's 5 games. And then all of a sudden you're 5 games into the season, and that's 10 games total. And you're looking at a college football schedule right there. Maybe give or take a conference championship, give or take a bye week. It's 10 games. It's pretty crazy.
For sure.
So
Definitely
that's the adjustment that I think guys have to make into the league. Do you see people ever hit the rookie wall? Did you hit the rookie wall? I know I did.
I definitely hit the rookie wall. I think probably around week 9 or 10, like you're saying. Once you start getting close to January, that's usually when we're back in Temple. We're wrapping up bowl season. And especially for guys like this year, I know we got some rookies with the Bengals making it all the way to the Super Bowl. It's got to feel, it's a great feeling, but it's also got to feel like nothing you've ever done before. So that long of a season.
If you're an undrafted rookie, you go to the Super Bowl and you are playing in those games, have a hello player performance bonus.
Yeah. Oh man, that'll be a nice surprise coming in the next few years.
So for those that don't know or listen, player performance bonus, it's based off where you're drafted, and it's X amount of dollars, say a couple $100 per play if you're an undrafted player. And then, for example, if you're like a first round pick, it's like $20 a play. So like try to balance out and give you a bonus. So like Brian Poole, who's a buddy of mine who's played kind of defensive back, safety, linebacker in the NFL for a couple of years now. He was at Atlanta when they lost to New England. That was his rookie year in the NFL. I think it was our rookie year too, or maybe it was before. Yeah, I was training in Atlanta, so it was before I came out. And he was in, and he started on special teams. He started on defense, and he had the largest player performance bonus because it comes out publicly. So it's a little twist in the business.
Yeah, we're waiting on those though. Now they're in whatever it's called. They're not paying them these next few years, right?
Yeah, we get them 2023 or 2024 once we pay the NFL back completely. Start cutting the checks back to the guys. So definitely
that'll definitely be nice. I already forgot about last year, so that'll be a nice money you're not thinking of, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you got that type of money, Chris, and you're going to the Super Bowl.
No.
So what a journey it's been for you this year, man. You don't make the Miami out of camp, and then you go to New York.
Yep, New York, week 1 or right before, what is it, Labor Day? We had a little, this year is a little different. We had a nice week in between camp and week 1. I think camp broke for most guys. Most guys had a couple days off, 3 or 4 weekend day off. That was right. I think I signed to New York that Wednesday, something like that. So I had a little bit of maybe a week and a half before week 1.
Yeah.
So,
now, is that a room? Because you end up breaking the lineup, obviously. We're going to get to the touchdown. We're going to get to your year. But is that a room that you entered and you were like, okay, I think this is a better fit for me than Miami? Now, New York's got a great room too. Don't get me wrong. But you just know numbers-wise. Did that feel
numbers-wise for sure. Numbers-wise for sure. I mean, going into New York, Evan Ingram already he was dealing with a calf injury that was like publicly known. I think he ended up missing the first 2 games, if not, I think it was the first 2. So right away, I already knew there's a shot there. So, and obviously you never want to root for injuries for guys, but when I had signed there, he was already hurt. So they had 2 guys on the active, which is 2 guys on the active, and then Ingram's hurt. So that's just a great situation to go into. You want to be that 3rd guy, hopefully get a call up, which ended up happening in week 2 at Washington.
Yeah, I remember I watched a lot of that film. We played Washington, and big 41 out there, 0 swag on the number. But even Chris is swaggy enough to pull off 41.
Yeah, 41 New York, now 43 with the Bengals. So just getting stuck in the 40s. Not a lot of selection left. Where
looking like a linebacker out there that can't run. That's what you're looking like. But that play, that Hail Mary's huge for you because you're more of a receiving threat than me for sure.
Always been.
No, you've not been, and you're definitely not. But they just throw you the ball now more because you played in a spread in Temple. That's neither here nor there. But and then a play like Miami comes out, so you have the play at Miami where you catch the Hail Mary. It's like, well, maybe we got to go back and watch this guy's tape. That's where you're at in the league now. And then all of a sudden you play for the Giants, and then you put some real tape down. I mean, yeah. Do you feel any ripple effect from that catch at all, or that's just maybe an overreaction? Like, hey, great job, it's preseason.
I mean, I think so, just because that was just such a big moment for me in the preseason. Like, that is obviously what stands out. And being that big of a play, it's kind of like a cherry on top. You feel like you put good work in for most of the preseason, good tape, maybe not getting as many targets as you want, but then you can end up with a play like that, like a splash play like that. That's huge.
Yeah, I always tell the Dan Brown story on here. Buddy Dan Brown is tight end with the Jets. He's not even undrafted. He's a rookie minicamp tryout. which is the grind to make the team from there. They always say
sure.
you're the glorified bag holder for the guys that got drafted and the guys that signed contracts. It's really tough. Tons of respect for those guys. And there's plenty of those guys in the league, by the way, plenty of them.
No doubt.
And Dan comes in, he's a wide out, moving to tight end. He's still wide at the time. The guy on punt blocks the wrong direction, and Dan goes right up the middle and stuffs a punt the fourth preseason game. And I think he said to me back in the day, I forget, and Dan will come on and correct me if I'm wrong here. I think pretty much just like they gave him a chance. They put him in the practice squad for a year. They helped him gain weight, and now he's been in the tight end in the NFL for 7 years. So,
yeah, man, those splash plays definitely can make a difference, you know?
No doubt. So then we go to a splash play, kind of. I mean, this guy's unreal. So he starts off, catches a Hail Mary. He goes to the Giants. He plays his childhood team, Philadelphia Eagles, big time Eagles fan, went to the Super Bowl parade. I'm assuming you went.
I was at the parade. Yeah.
Yeah. At the parade. Right. And, you know, where our priorities are, obviously. Chris was at the parade. I was actually lifting a temple, but that's neither here nor there.
Listen, I was still in school. So
yeah, you were still in school. You guys had the day off probably, or early morning workout. But, so whatever, long story short, here comes the Eagles to town. You're in New York. Does Chris scores a touchdown? Let's just cut right through it. He doesn't catch a touchdown. He gets, you know, it falls between his feet and he squeezes his feet together and he scores a touchdown to his childhood team. No, an unbelievable play. And Chris knows how happy I was for him and emotional for me, someone who's been close to Chris for years now. But you know, take me to the origin of the play. Is this something you're repping in practice for a couple of weeks? I know that's how my touchdown was. It was repped like 2-3 weeks before. We didn't really rep it that week, and all of a sudden we called it. How did that go for you?
Yeah, it was like a little wrinkle off a play we had run before. Rudolph actually scored against Kansas City on it. You know, kind of just a fake, little play action rollout. You're blocking off the edge and trying to sneak out. Rudolph was hurt that game actually, so yeah, got the, you know, red zone reps in practice. Didn't happen like that in practice. Didn't catch it with my ankles, but a little more clean in practice. But yeah, glad they called it in the game, and glad it worked out. So
yeah, man, what's going through your head when we break the huddle? I know for me, and I've scored on a lot of those plays. It's the only reason how I score is on those type of plays, as you know, at Temple. Little trickery, little blocking here, pop open, wide open later. Hopefully you catch it. Yeah. But you're just like talking to yourself, like, all right, because you know it's going to you. There's like one read, really. How's that go?
Right. It's just, you got to really be patient on the block, because, you know, on those types of plays, the first time you might run, maybe you're too quick blocking, and then you end up getting yourself covered, or you're too long. So it was just, all right, don't rush it just because it's like a real game now. Things are moving a little faster than practice. You know, just take your time on this, sell the block, and then just find that open zone. So, yeah. Unreal. I'm just thinking, don't be too quick, don't be too long, you know?
Yeah. You got to really sell it. You got to compartmentalize. It's like, okay, I'm getting my block done, and then you got to move on and hope the guy didn't see you and you sneak out. So then the ball's coming at you, and you have great hands, much as it pains me to say. You have great hands. So the ball is coming and you're like, I'm going to make this catch. And all of a sudden it's in your feet. Like that's what happened, right? That's normal football. That happens to every player that's going to catch a ball. But for you and I that maybe get a couple targets a year, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, seriously. It's I'm like sliding to my side as I'm trying to body catch it. You know, you never want to body catch it, but sometimes that's just how it goes. That's just your first reaction. Sometimes, you know, it gets into your gut and then it like slides down. Trying to get a hand under there. I see it on my leg. I'm like, this definitely didn't hit the ground yet. So I sneak my hand under there, grab it, and I'm like, oh, this is not hitting the ground. This is mine.
Unbelievable, man. And against your childhood team, like how cool was that to like look across the field? I know for me, like look across the field to like, holy crap, that's the Eagles, or holy crap, that's the Giants. For me,
I mean, for sure. Yeah, it was definitely cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've been great against any team, but it's definitely maybe a little sweeter. Yeah. You know, cause I got a little extra text messages, a little extra DMs, you know, why'd you have to do that to the Eagles? Happy for you, but mad the Eagles lost, blah, 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 all that stuff. So that was pretty cool.
For you know, I am, and we all are here. All the Temple fam is for sure. It was cool this year. I know, you know, I talk to Coach Foley all the time, who, you know, you and I are Coach Foley disciples. Kenny Yeboah as well with the Jets. And it was pretty cool for 3 Temple tight ends to be active in the NFL all at one time. Yeah. When the last time that happened, but it was you, me, and Kenny, obviously. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. It's probably been I don't know if that's ever happened before.
Yeah. You know me, I'm into all that corny emotional stuff. So you're with the Giants. Obviously the season did not go as well as you guys wanted. You whooped our ass in Carolina. You weren't active. That's the pick, swap the jerseys. So what, you still owe me a jersey, by the way. I think I sent you a jersey up there.
I got it. I got your jersey up here. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna buy as many Giants jerseys as I could at the end of the year, but
so what you're gonna do is when you guys win the Super Bowl, just give me your Super Bowl jersey and then sign that and give it to me.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. I don't know about the Super Bowl one. That one's coming with me, but definitely, hopefully, I can buy a jersey or two here for sure. Yeah, these are pretty sweet jerseys too, man. Bengals have got some top tier uniforms in the league for sure.
Man. They do. It's a really good uniform NFL game. Different colors. The Rams got the sweet, like electric blue and like real bright yellow. They'll look good out there, kid. You'll actually look like an athlete in the jersey. So it doesn't go obviously the way that season wanted in New York. And then for you personally, they let you go a week or so left in the season. Thinking, hey, maybe they'll sign you back, maybe they won't, but we're going to see what the market offers, and boom, Cincinnati brings you in. What's going through your mind there?
Man, I'm like starting over again. Wow, this is going to be crazy. Definitely grateful for the opportunity, to even have a chance with a playoff team, or have another chance of another week in the season. This is right before the last game, the 17th game. So, and they had won their division at that point. So I'm like, I'm talking with Warren, our agent. This is definitely guaranteed at least 2 more weeks, and you never know what it can turn into. So that's pretty much how it went. I mean, but yeah, I'm like, I get a call. They, like you said, they were trying to bring me back the next week, Monday, to sign futures. And I get a call that Wednesday afternoon saying, yeah, looks like we're going to Cincy. Pack your bag. Flight leaves in 4 hours. And haven't been back since. So
that's awesome, man. No, we're lucky. The plug ProStar Sports. We have great guys. We do. We have great agents, guys
for sure,
that have helped and grind for us. And we're lucky to have Paul, John, and Warren, who you and I work with directly at ProStar. They're freaking awesome. But okay, so you go to Cincinnati. Here you are again, reinvent yourself. You're in the extended stay. There's a week left in the season. There's so much stuff going on. You're in a new city. You're on a new team. You got to make new friends. Like it's such a grind. I'm trying to present it to everybody out there, like how it's not just normal. Like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, you're excited to go to Cincinnati, but you have the first day of school jitters every time. Like every single guy. I don't care how long you've been in the league. I've been in 10 buildings amongst 3 different leagues. I have the first day jitters every time. How did that go? How was the guys in Cincinnati bringing you in, especially in that tight end room?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely tough, coming in at this point of the season too. It's different. Whereas, New York, you're coming in before week 1 where there's a big turnover of guys. So there's, a bunch of new guys all in the same boat, versus here. I think I was the only new guy that week. If not, maybe I think they signed a kicker the day before, another piece, like a new guy. So it's kind of, you're thrown right in the water there. You got to be in meetings on time, know where you got to go, ask questions where you got to be, such and such. Cause everyone does stuff a little bit different. So it's really kind of just trying to stay afloat. But as far as the tight end room, we got a great tight end room here as well. I think tight ends in general are just a great possession. They're just always going to welcome in the new guy. They're always, leaders of the team or team favorites usually. It's just a great position. But yeah, this group is definitely welcome me in. Coach James Casey's done a great job, trying to help me, bring me up to speed and stuff. So it's been good experience so far.
Yeah, I think to play tight end, you got to be a little nuts at some point of time in your life, because you're going to outrun guys that are faster than you, and you got to block guys that are bigger than you. So there's a certain callous over time, especially playing for Coach Ed Foley and some of the coaches that you and I played for over the years. There's a certain callous that it takes, and tight ends room. I've never met a guy in the league that I don't like in the position.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've never been in a bad tight ends room.
Never. So, I don't know if that's ever even possible.
Coaches are always good too. They're always well, at least in my experience, have been funny on the funnier side. Don't take things super seriously. It's meetings are kind of lighthearted, and you're getting your work done, but it's always a good mood to be in.
I think there's so much to cover. There's so much to do. We're constantly working on something. which I know everybody is in every position, but the left tackle's just kicking left all the time. He may work on a down set. He may work on some hand placement, but he's working his craft. We literally cannot work our craft enough. You cannot. So there's almost
it's too many things.
it's too many things. And then you got to learn the run game, the screen game. Hey, we got a new motion in today. You got a new shift in, and we're going to put it on the tight ends and figure it out and get everyone lined up because you know what's going on. So there's something to it. I want to ask you this, Chris, and I'll have a few more questions and we'll wrap things up. Super Bowl attendee Chris Myarick and the Cincinnati Bengals is joining us. Appreciate you, brother. So what do you think about the tight end position overall? You know, how it's changed. You and I started this position 2014, 15, 16 at Temple together those years before I left. Here we are. And, you know, we're 6 years later, give or take, plus, and the position is one of the most coveted positions and the most underpaid position, literally, in the NFL. What are your thoughts on the position and the growth and the players around the league?
Well, I think it's definitely headed in the right direction. You know, you see all the guys doing the stuff, the tight end, all that stuff, National Tight End Day. So we're getting a little bit of love there. But yeah, it's got to be one of the most important positions in the game. I mean, just the amount of things you can do, different skill sets you can bring. And, you know, you look around the league and see those top tight end guys are usually part of, you know, the top teams in the league. You can argue that they're a reason why, or they just happen to be on the best teams, but, you know, that more prominent tight ends, usually, you know, those teams are pretty successful. But yeah, I think it's definitely an evolving position, but, you know, it's definitely one of, like, if you can get in there and block and help your team anyway, you know, it's just a very valuable position to have.
That's why the Bengals.
I don't think we'll ever get away from teams. You know, some teams don't have fullbacks, not utilizing the fullback. It'll never be to that point where, you know, they're not using tight ends like that.
Yeah, I think in the tight end position, there's still the old school. Old school sounds bad because I think old school goes with dated, but it's not. I mean, even for a guy like me who may catch a ball or two all year long, there's still a role. There's still a spot.
Yeah.
You know, playing 2 years ago, I played 300 something reps. I think I played half of that this year, which is awesome. I'm freaking blessed to be in this league and absolutely love it. But just in comparison, like a skill set like mine, there's still spots for that. There's still things for that. Even guys like do both, like yourself, you know, and the thing about tight end is, like, you don't have to be elite at anything. You can just be like good at a couple things and then be like adequate and do your role really well, and you can have a job. And that's like the creativity, I think, for you know, for OCs around the league. And it's a great point you bring up too, man. I never thought about that. Like, the best teams actually have some of the best tight ends in the league. Like, there's teams that struggle that have great tight ends. Don't get me wrong, but over the years, I mean, we could talk about what you know, Philly. We're from Philly. Goddard and Ertz. I mean, that's at one point in time that was the best tandem in the NFL, pretty much. Like, I'm not top of my head, but pretty good. Bucks. I mean, the Bucks obviously great players, and they're all moving on, it looks like. But Brait, Howard, and Gronk. I mean, that's a group now. You know,
sure. I mean, you see Kittle and Kelsey both in the, you know, conference championship games. Obviously, the Niners and Chiefs, pretty damn good team.
Yeah. So it's, you know, you bring up some awesome points about the position. And then what's the experience like been in Cincinnati? What's been some things that, you know, that you've been excited about being a part? Like, is there something that stands out? You're like, this is really cool what we're doing here, that you could share with us?
It's just, you know, the overall vibe of the team is just like, you know, we're just riding this high that it's like, I've never felt like this on a team before, you know. Just the belief in ourselves that we're going to go out and win it's there, and it's awesome to be a part of. This is my first time really being on a offensive minded head coach's team, and, you know, aside from, I guess, college, but with Matt Rule. But, you know, when you really get one of those offensive gurus in charge, you see things are a little bit different throughout the team, throughout the organization. Just kind of everything top down. It's been really interesting to be a part of.
That's really well said, and really interesting point. Is there a guy on the team that has stood out to you that you may not have known of before, that you're like, damn, this guy's a baller, just even in practice?
One of the safeties, DBs, Trey Flowers, who I think he was on. I've been going against a lot, you know, doing scout team reps, playing the tight end. I see a lot of him. He's a super long, rangy guy, but he's a tough cover for sure. I've enjoyed going against him and watching him play. I think he did a pretty good job against Kelsey this last game when he was on him. And he's been fun to watch.
That's because you're giving a good look on the scout team.
That's right.
That 8-7, huh?
Damn right.
I never take it off. Like when I'm Gronk, because we play the Bucks and I got to be a scout team guy for Gronk, I don't take it off for special teams period. Nothing. I fully embody. I might as well just sleep in the thing. I'm just, I'm just trying to embody the guy as much as I can. No, it's always fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's always fun, like looking at the card and playing ball. Much as you want to be active on the active roster, but it's one of the perks of the practice squad for sure. It's kind of backyard football, and you can have some fun with some things. No, it's really cool that you're there, and it's an awesome thing. I think I have to ask about Joe Burrow, someone who's just lit up the NFL and is now a star. He was before this year, but now he's definitely a bona fide star. Top 10, top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Talk about Joe, his practice and preparation, some things you noticed about him leading up to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely just a great leader. You can tell right away. He's running through indie drills, calling out adjustments to the receivers that probably weren't. This is just a regular, routes on air drill. He's, hey, you got press for this look, or hey, he's signaling such and such for this adjustment. And you can tell he's just really, kind of in game mode at all times. And he's just got that confidence. I think everyone can see it at this point.
He's got some
that's hard to teach, hard to coach. Yeah.
Have you smoked a stogie with him yet? Have you smoked a cigar with him?
I have not. Hopefully, after the Super Bowl, hopefully that locker room will be pretty fun, but we'll see.
Man, I can't ask you who you think's going to win because I know you're supporting your obviously your team, your squad, but what are you looking forward to with the Super Bowl? Because there's so many things that are leading up to the event, but you got to be focused on the game. You got to treat it like a week, but It's hard not to. It's a freaking Super Bowl, man. That never happens.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got my parents coming out. The team's doing I guess I don't know if it's the team or the league, but you get the 2 complimentary tickets, complimentary charter flight for the parents or for your guests, complimentary hotel room. So they're gonna come out, have a nice little long weekend in LA.
Wow.
So I'll be looking because I haven't seen them since Thanksgiving, I think. So yeah, it'll be nice catching up with them in LA. And then there's always gonna be stuff to do there. I'm sure there's gonna have the league's gonna have events and all that stuff. So I'm just looking forward to getting out there.
I know you want to get all done up, getting your all white, and go to the
Listen,
club.
I got one suitcase still, so I got a limited wardrobe out here.
Hey man, the swag man, the Iceman can pull off anything. You're gonna be spending some dough out there in LA on a little wardrobe. Where are you going? Like you're gonna have some time off. Are you going to get like a watch? What are you gonna get your swagger up on?
We'll see. I mean, a little per diem wouldn't be too bad, and we'll see if they'll grant us with some of that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to being in the warm weather. See you, get out on the beach. We got some time off, and definitely some good eats.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I'm Jack for you, brother.
Yeah, man. What about you, man? You're down in Key West right now?
Yeah, down in the Keys, just chilling. Must be nice, right?
That?
No, I'd rather be playing. I can tell you that right now.
And you got a bachelor party coming up, or is that secret? Am I not supposed to say that?
Well, you could say it now. It's out. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have a proper, bachelor party. It's called a guy's trip now. I got married in June. So just doing a little guy's trip down here, some friends, some family, kind of a tight knit group that I've been lucky to have in my support system, in my circle for a while now. So just hanging down the Keys, relaxing, starting to train, really getting to that point here take about a month off, let the body get back and, start from ground zero right after that, that clock hit zero and that Super Bowl is when I start, probably the week before. Been kind of going at it a little bit now, just adding some new things to the repertoire, like swimming and a few other things. So I'm like Michael Phelps, man. I'm like Michael Phelps. Yeah. So now Chris Myarick,
cool.
Head into the freaking Super Bowl, man. I can't be crazy. I'm Jack for you, and best of luck. Get that ring. Don't spend too much money out in LA. Stay out of Nobu and all that stuff. All right.
For sure, man. Thanks, man.
Hey, man. Good luck to your Bengals, bro. Tear it up.
Thank you.